No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, shame on them, Coach Davis. They went against your advice. They threw the football, and now they're backed up to punt this away.
They're actually fortunate. They went against my advice, but they didn't turn it over, right? No takeaway for the defense. They'll punt it now. They probably could have gained a few yards if they ran it, though, and helped out with field position.
Well, had to get it out quickly, but it's blocked. Yeah, this is going to be touchdown, but what a gift here. That's going to set the return team up in the red zone already. Special teams putting a mark on this game early. Opening drive, block punt.
And for one team, it's a good mark, and for the other, not so good. And this is why special teams coaches are like designated hitters to me. They don't get very many opportunities. They need to maximize when it comes their way. And as we just said, one of them did.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. He'll get it up the middle. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage.
This drive started with first and goal. Now that it's fourth and goal, anything less than a touchdown would feel like a letdown to me.
Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere. Forced him to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
On second down, here's Smith. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could...
Well, he's into the clear. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Ito Smith, 57 yards. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better. Now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Wentz now on 1st down. It's complete to Parker, left side. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. On play action, Wentz. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the 1st quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
Hey, empty.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
Wow. I'll tell you, he got a good spot on that one. It's 4th and 2, and he might have gotten 2 and an inch, but that's all he needed, and that'll keep the drive moving.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. 81. Wentz going to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught at the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
82.
Again, it's Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McKenzie. The reception good for 7. It's third down. The second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Come on.
Davis, he'll try to run for it. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos are in for 6.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Here we go now. Blue landed.
They begin with a run by Smith. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
And now they face a 2nd and 6 after the penalty. Back to throw. Finley being chased out left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Detroit. 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 Detroit.
Looking to throw. Finley. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Not a blitz, but the guy who's normally the last line of defense recognizes he had a chance to get to the quarterback, and that's exactly what he did.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. On for his second punt, and remember, his first one was blocked. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. On the return, this is Haney. Now a hit and a loose football. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game. And we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Browns on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Smith. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a first down.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. A first down carry for Smith. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Browns on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's a give to Smith. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got some space here. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. Officially a minute 54 to go in this first half. Back with more of the AFC Championship game after this. Right back to him on first down. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through and picking up first downs.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up second and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
Good chip.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now third down. The Broncos on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up fourth. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on fourth down, may as well make them punt it. And McManus able to put it through. Yeah, who has time for a halftime show with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line? Let's get back to it. So we come upon halftime in the AFC title game. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Hang in there now. Go. Stop. Please. Black, come on.
On second down, here's Wentz. He's going to rifle one deep left into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. First possession in the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
We got 3. 3 down. 3 down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On the counter, it's Smith. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And Denver getting set to take the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to go up top again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Coverage there by Brian Body Calhoun.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Great 15. Great 15.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Wentz. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Watch it now, Barney.
Now Ito Smith. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They keep it with Smith on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Handoff, running left, Smith. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Finley. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
Good chip. 46 down, man, 5-4.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
Trey 15, Trey 15.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Flush to his right. And over the middle, this is Parker. And we're back now here in Cleveland. 13 all our score as we start quarter number 4. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
81, 81.
And they'll go on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Fort Tokyo. Trey 15, Trey 15.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Buying time to his left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Black. Go.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll run it now with Smith. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Lucky 56. Switch.
To throw on second down. Finley going up top. And this is going to be intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, second down.
But it was stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
81.
Now Wentz. Steps away to his left. Oh, no, he lost the football. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On third and long, it's Wentz. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Parker. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves him well short for fourth down. And McManus able to put it through. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. And now the Browns coming out on the field. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And they'll start the drive here with an end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. Finding some room at midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On first down, Finley, throw left side complete. That's Frazier. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Finley eluding the pressure right. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Time for a break. Back to wrap up the AFC Championship game after this. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Let's find 2. Let's find 2. Let's find 2.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. And the Browns getting set to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They go back to the ground with Smith. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
No timeout. You got to go quick here.
On 3rd down, Smith. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. Flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. Dancing to his left. That is incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. And it all rides on this one play, a trip to the Super Bowl in the balance here on 4th down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that may put a period on this AFC Championship game. They will take a knee here and cue the celebrations. They are off to the Super Bowl.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And with this win and an AFC Championship,